Hi, welcome back to Real Auto Reports. I'm Jonathan McGrew, and today we have the real review of the 2013 Subaru Impreza XV Crosstrek. This orange beauty behind me is going to capture a lot of attention out on the road, and we're going to let you know what this lifted Impreza is like to live with day in and day out. So join us as we check it out. Hi, welcome back to Real Auto Reports. As we said, we're in the Subaru XV Crosstrek. This is the all-new 2013 model, and yes, it is in that lovely Tangerine Orange Pearl. So we're going to take off here. We have the manual transmission in this, and we're on this little dirt lot. And the reason we're on this dirt lot is because what are you going to do with a lifted Impreza? I mean, that's what the Crosstrek is. Well, you're going to drive on a dirt lot, or you're going to go on a mountain road, and we wanted to show you that the suspension's very capable. This is gravel and what have you, as you can see when we move around the lot here. So this car is going to be something for the outdoorsman, and we really like that. But can you use it in town and still be comfortable? Does the height make it less desirable for those of us that are urban more and go up to the mountains on a less frequent basis? So let's check it out. So what are the big differences about the Subaru XV Crosstrek? I mean, they don't want you to call it a package of the Impreza. It really is positioned as a different model. And the reason that is because it really is for a different lifestyle. This 3-inch lift that you get in the car, plus the bright colors that they're doing this car in, and the special edition wheels just give it a totally different perspective. You also get tinted windows here, standard, that you don't really get on a lot of the other models in the Subaru lineup from the factory. So what we really are seeing here is that this is a lifestyle car, and it's really meant for the outdoor person, or the person who really likes to go and have some fun up in the mountains or down a country back road if you live out on the flatlands. It's a good drive. It's got a capable heavy-duty suspension, and we like that. It's a neat addition to the Subaru family. What about the rest of the car, though? So yes, the outside is fairly different looking with the black plastic cladding and the extra lift, the 3-inch lift, giving it that 8.7-inch ride height. But what about the inside? It's remarkably unchanged, and we're a little disappointed about that. We would have liked to, especially with this Tangerine Orange, seen them come up with orange contrast stitching, or maybe some orange inserts, just something to set this apart from the other Impreza models. However, this car is only about $23K, and the other one we tested is about $21 in the Impreza Sport. So you are getting a lot for your money with this heavy-duty suspension and extra ride height. One of the things we mentioned with the Subaru Impreza Sport, the 2012 model that we tested, the first year of this 2-liter boxer engine, the same motor we have here in the XV Crosstrek, is that it really felt sluggish off the line. We had a manual in both cars, so we can really draw a pretty tight comparison. And it's odd, this car seems peppier than the Impreza Sport. That was our first impression. And we're not really sure why that is, because the specs are completely the same as far as we can tell from Subaru America. And so it could just be a manufacturing difference between the two cars. Could just be that we feel more lively today. But it does still exhibit the sluggishness that a lot of people are reporting on. I mean, when you go to get on the highway, even in the manual transmission, you really do notice that you've got to wind this baby up to feel like you're really making some progress. However, as I said, it is a good all-around town car and a good up-in-the-mountain car. You're not going to notice that speed differential if you're out on a dirt road, because you're just not going to be going up it quite at the rate that you will, say, your I-5 in California. So it's a neat car. It does drive well. It's got good steering manners, but you're not going to rock it around like you are in a BMW. And that might be okay, especially with almost 9 inches of ground clearance. So there's also interior comfort. Again, not remarkably changed from the Subaru Impreza Sport. The seats are of nice material. They are cloth in this premium model. So premium is a funny thing in this Subaru nomenclature. Premium is the base model, and then you go up from there to one other package above it, which you can then get some other features like the navigation that this car doesn't have. And the leather and some of the upper trim pieces there. But you are going to notice that premium, it might not seem premium in this car, but it comes with good standard features like the Bluetooth for pairing your phone. So with this Subaru XV Crosstrek, you know, we talked about the fuel economy in the Impreza Sport. This car actually gets a little less gas mileage, but it's still pretty decent for the size car it is. 23 in town, 30 out on the highway with the manual. You're going to see a little bit better mileage again with the CVT, just like you would have with the Subaru Impreza Sport. And we really think, again, that's because with this 2-liter boxer motor that has less horsepower, the CVT and the way that works allows you to keep the revs up in the power band a lot better than you can with a manual, which is ironic because most people think of manuals historically as getting better gas mileage and in an underpowered car being easier to drive because you have more control over the power band. Not the case in these new Subarus, but for people who like to drive automatics, it's a plus. You can have one and have the better power. But what about cargo room, passenger space, loadability? These things are all important people as they use their cars for different things every day. You're not going to be up on a dirt road every day, and you're going to need to go put things in the back. So what we find is that the XV Crosstrek has the same cargo room as the Subaru Impreza Sport. However, this XV Crosstrek comes with a standard rear rubber mat. You're going to find that you can still put the same amount of cargo in. We had a 32-inch TV with the seats folded down in the back of the Impreza Sport. You're going to be able to do the same thing here in the Crosstrek. The thing that I think is actually better about the Crosstrek, though, is that it's higher up. And so that actually makes putting things like flats of water, things from the home improvement store, whether boxes in the back easier because the level of the back of the car is higher and you don't have to reach down to it. So that's a nice bonus of this additional 3 inches of ride height that you get in this car. Overall, we have to say that this is a neat package. Still on the fence about whether it really needed to be its own model. But for the American market, this is not unusual. There is enough differentiation in the way that it looks that it can be just considered the same kind of branding as the Impreza WRX. And then people really just call those Subaru WRXs. And then you've got the STI model. And, you know, this is pretty normal. We think that people who buy this car are really going to buy it because they like the look. It's a car that really, really, really screams, look at me, isn't this cool, buy it off the showroom this way. And more than that, Subaru has actually done a really good job of reinforcing everything so that it is capable off-road. And that's great to see a car company doing, you know, that for their customers so that you have a car that is it fits your personality, that can go off-road, can do cool things, and not break at the same time. So that's the real review of the 2013 Subaru XV Crosstrek. Just to recap, this is about a $23,000 car. It's lifted about 3 inches higher than the standard Subaru Impreza, and it's in this attention-grabbing Tangerine Orange Pearl metallic. So it's a really neat car. We suggest you check one out and find out if you agree with our real review. And then come on back for more reviews on our YouTube channel at Real Auto Reports. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jonathan McGrew, and we'll see you soon.